Alright. And there he is. Mr. Letho.
There he is.
Wait for me.
Geralt.
I don't want you to get hurt.
I can take care of myself.
Not this time. I need to talk to him alone. Wait for me at the city gate. If I'm not there within the hour, leave without me.
And this is the part where the game explains everything, so I'm just not gonna comment on anything, mostly. It's just a huge ass long explanation of everything.
Took you a while? Is that bauble from Sheila's megascope?
Mm-hmm. My final prank. I switched the diamonds. The one in the megascope has a flaw. Minute. But just large enough to warp the teleport. The Emperor's magic theorists assured me the effect would be spectacular.
I let her escape.
You're heartless. You've no idea what the royal witch hunters have in store for her. A lot of pain for a long time.
I don't doubt it. So, ready to lay your cards out on the table?
No matter the game, there comes a point when all the players need to show their cards. I love that moment. But first, vodka.
I suppose my throat's a little dry.
In that case, let's drink to old friendships. Recovered your memory yet?
Not entirely.
Remember how we first met?
Yeah, I saved your life. Couldn't think of a nicer way to pay me back?
Frankly, I couldn't. I mean, taking care of another man's woman, Yennefer. I can't fathom what you saw in her, but I suppose there's no accounting for taste.
The winter solstice 1270. Midinvern, the night of magic. Letho wasn't lying, the hunt had stopped. At the Hanged Man's Tree, the spectral riders selected from among those they had taken. Yennefer was among them. A wraith cannot be killed, only driven away. Every witcher knows that. Yet the riders fell beneath the blows of our witcher's blades. Crimson blood flowed from under their dead men's armor. We could not kill them all. They were simply too many. A stalemate. He was different from all other elves. There was no shame in his gaze. He had never suffered persecution. He had endured no massacres. Humans had not taken his land. This elf was not of this world. He was an invader. We struck a deal. My soul for that of Yennefer. He agreed without hesitation.
Back with me, friend. Got the feeling you left for a minute.
Memories. I remember the Hanged Man's Tree and the Wild Hunt. I remember the exchange. Me for Yennefer.
So, cards out on the table. Unless you chase me all that way just to kill me.
I chased you for lots of reasons. You owe me some explanations to start with.
Let's say I do.
Tell me about Yennefer. What happened after I departed?
She was feverish for several days. Delirious. In agony. We thought that was it. She was on her way out. Somehow she recovered. But even then she was disoriented. Amnesia like you.
What then?
Well, the woman turned out to be quite a character. Throwing temper tantrums. Trying to seduce orcs. Trying to drive a wedge between us. After you so nobly sacrificed yourself, we thought it'd be dumb just to leave her somewhere. She wouldn't have survived more than a month. The whims and vigor of a duchess, but she was just a sorceress with no memory. We were in the heart of the Empire, and And as I'm sure you know, Geralt, in Nilfgaard, mages who behave like that either drop their bad habits quickly, or are drawn and quartered by horses in the middle of Victory Square.
So I heard.
So we set out, wandered through the provinces. Everywhere we went, she got in trouble and we pulled her out. And then one day they captured us. The Imperial Secret Police. Me, Ox, Sareth, and Yennefer.
Imperial Secret Police?
Mm-hmm. We were separated, and they questioned us. Long and thoroughly, but it was uneventful, no violence. That's how I met Vatia de Rideau. And a couple of weeks later, the Emperor himself. Me. A simple witcher.
What happened to Yennefer?
I don't know. Never saw her again. The Emperor offered me a mission in the northern kingdoms. As for Yennefer, I had the feeling she was somehow important to Emir. As I see it, they learned of the Lodge from her. Those Imperial spooks have their ways. All I heard is that Vatir had his men watch Yennefer closely throughout the time she was at the palace. Then we went off to slay the kings of the north. And that's where my knowledge ends.
So she's in the Empire.
She was when I left.
How did you know where we'd find the Wild Hunt?
Every witcher who wears the viper around his neck knows the place. We had so many books and scrolls about the hunt that I used to think our school was founded for the very purpose of solving the riddle of the spectral riders.
Know who they are? You know the true identities of the riders?
From what I understand, they're some damn elven race. But they turned out to be a big ruse. The legendary omen of war proved to be a fairground attraction.
No Market Square mage could possibly conjure up a cavalcade of wraiths speeding across the sky. Then there's the amnesia. No, there's something more, I assure you.
Go ahead, enlighten me. I can tell you want to.
There are a lot of legends and myths about it, but the Wild Hunt is a fact. I've fought and killed many of its wraiths. They were spectral emanations, the avatars of real riders. The riders we ran into by the Hanged Man's Tree.
Are you telling me you were carried off by elves? Real material sons of bitches like the ordinary kind we deal with in this world?
They may be ordinary in their world, but they're strangers in ours. The conjunction of spheres. Know the theory? Do you know how monsters appeared in our world?
There's not a witcher who doesn't know that.
So you know there are other spheres. The most powerful of our mages can open passages between these worlds, and they usually do that to summon the monsters we then have to hunt. The elves we saw come from another world, and they weren't summoned. They found the way on their own. It's not exactly easy, so they usually send their spectral emanations. They come in person on special missions.
As they did for you and Yennefer.
Mm-hmm.
So, elves from another world and their trained wraiths. What did they want from you?
I've got an idea, but that's not your concern. How did a witcher agree to kill humans at another human's bidding?
At the Emperor's bidding, Geralt. And he's no ordinary human. The rulers of the North come up to about where his Pauline's end.
Why?
Simple. He promised to rebuild the School of the Viper, the Witcher's order where I came to be. Witcher's schools in the south fell into ruin long ago, and Witchers themselves became internal exiles, banned from entering most cities. Besides Sareth and Ox, I know of 2 other Witchers of the School of the Viper who should be alive and on the path. I don't know where they are. Haven't seen them for years. Now they can come out of hiding. They can come home.
Why are you still here? Why did you wait for me this time?
I knew you wouldn't give up. I knew you'd pursue me, and I don't aim to hide anymore. Fact is, only you know the truth about me, well, and a couple of folks whose word isn't worth spit anymore. I never saw you as a foe. I want to go my way, but if I have to fight you first, so be it. This story ends here and now.
Care to tell me what it was all about?
Kill as many rulers as we could. Lay the blame on the sorceresses. Breed chaos. Prepare the North. Soften it before the invasion. And you know what's incredible? We could not have imagined more fertile soil. No matter what the war's outcome, the northern monarchs will accuse one another. Pursue their God-given rights. Seek vengeance and be at each other's throats for years to come. The North resembles a whorehouse on fire, as your friend Dandelion would say.
Care to tell?
The
How did you manage to contact Sheila?
It wasn't a problem once I learned of the Lodge's existence. Initially, she watched my every move. But sooner or later, everyone starts treating me like a big oaf. I mean, I can't change how I look. I stayed close to Sheila. Killed a few beasts for her, and whined about how unhappy I was, how unfair the world was. So much, in fact, that I actually got her gander up a few times. I made sure a few potentially trustworthy witnesses saw us together, could link us. Security in case I was captured. I also prepared to assassinate the King of Kavir. Esterad Tyson was to be the first victim of the mysterious assassins. But before I could do the dirty deed, Sheila asked me to slay Demavend. The gods had smiled upon me. I couldn't believe my luck. Here I've been trying to figure out how to frame Sheila. And now all I needed was to carry out her orders and follow through.
Where'd you get your information about the Lodge?
From the Emperor and Vatir de Rideau, the Emperor's chief spy. And I believe they got it out of Yennefer.
She recovered her memory?
Nah. I'd never claimed she informed on her friends consciously. I expect they found a way to tap into her memory in spite of her amnesia, and without her knowing it. There was a sorcerer present when I was questioned. A young, proud intelligence officer. Whatever the case, they gave me a list of the sorceresses in the Lodge. Only Emir, Vatir, and I were present. Only we knew of the mission.
How do you manage to slay Demavend?
Sheila's magic. I mean, she could give us the king's every move. His habits, the positions of the palace guards, anything. All we had to do was navigate the labyrinth and land the final blow. Besides, she had plenty of gold for the preparations. Greased palms abundantly. It had all the makings of a cakewalk, but it's never that easy. We barely avoided our pursuers, and we wouldn't have if not for Yorveth Scoia'tael, another of Sheila's ideas. With Yorveth's elves, not only did we cut down Demavend, but traveling with them put us out of the Lodge's reach. We could calmly plan Foltest's and Hensel's assassinations.
How did you know Foltest would come to the monastery's solar?
Yorveth and I planned Foltest's murder. The King of Temeria would have to deal with the Lavalette sooner or later, and he made no secret of it. I was sure he'd want to recover his bastard children in the process. And where do they take the children when a castle's under siege? I had to become a monk, but I couldn't just arrive at the monastery and claim I'd seen the light. Not very believable. So one of Arian's patrols out in the forests happened on a Scoia'tael unit torturing a helpless monk. Arian's brave men drove off the elves and I found shelter in the monastery.
No one noticed you had no wounds?
I paid the monk who treated me a lot of orange to stay silent. Actually, it was only a loan, because I killed him later. Only the dead can keep a secret. Then all I had to do was wait for the situation to develop. When I saw you enter the chamber with Foltest, I thought I might fail. Luckily, you failed. To recognize an old friend.
When did you decide to get rid of Yorvith?
As soon as I realized I couldn't manipulate him. A true fox, that one. He was so observant, so dangerous. I got the sense he might see through me at any moment.
You made a mistake. You were untouchable as long as the Scoia'tael were protecting you.
Maybe, but with Yorvith, my hands were tied. If I'd finished off Kieran...
But you didn't. And that allowed me to drive a wedge between you and Yorvith. I forced you to flee.
And I let you live. You know I could have killed you. You're forgetting.
No, I remember. So Sheila was looking for you when she came to Flotsam.
Mm-hmm. She thought she was still in control and wanted to get rid of me. I'd bet my eyes that she thought I'd lost my mind, or that Yorvith was manipulating me.
And the North descended deeper into chaos.
Exactly. There was just one problem. You. I could have killed you in the Elven ruins. Thing is, you weren't really my enemy.
Shame you didn't take a shot at Henselt yourself. History might have taken a different turn.
Maybe I would have killed him. Maybe you would have killed me. Who knows? But Henselt's death, although desirable, wasn't necessary anymore. The plan could go forward without it. Besides, somebody else got him.
You know who?
Come on. We both know.
Alright, it's time to finish this.
I'm done talking. Let's finish this.
Want to fight?
Any vodka left in that bottle?
A swig apiece. Here. The Imperial army is probably crossing the Yaruga as we speak. Pure pandemonium will ensue. The North's finished. Time to go south, where the good life awaits.
You're a fool, Letho. Both you and your Emperor are forgetting one thing. Misfortune brings people together. Very shortly, the North could be united like never before, thanks to you. But that's just not my concern anymore.
I'm not your foe. I never was. Let me walk away and I will. You'll never see me again. Force me to fight, and this time I'll kill you.
Nah, just get out of here, you son of a bitch.
I've learned all I wanted to know. I can feel the memories coming back. Your death won't change a thing. Go where you will.
Just like that. No threats. No words of wisdom.
You going or not?
Farewell, Geralt.
Awkward goodbye. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I didn't want to kill him. I mean, yeah. Sure. Let's just say that his motivations weren't evil enough for me to want to kill him. He just was cornered by the Emperor. Technically, he spared my life once, yes, and he was a friend. So I don't know. I didn't feel like killing him. Like Henselt? Henselt was a fucking asshole. My first choice would have been to just, you know, euthanize him. But since that's not an option, I had to go for the next closest thing. Well, there we are. Wait a minute, the bridge was broken a moment ago. What the fuck? God damn it.
The Witcher had traveled far and wide in search of the Kingslayers. In Flotsam, he slew Bernard Laredo, but few mourned for the Commandant. Flotsam remained Temerian, while command of the garrison and town went to a Vizima noble, a sworn enemy of Kedwin and an avid angler. To this day, folk gather round bonfires in Lobendon to hear of the Witcher's deeds. The Witcher witnessed a great Kedweni victory in Edirn. At Vergen, Henselt's army crushed Saskia the Dragonslayer's motley force, ending the springtime of races. Soldiers of the Unicorn swarmed over the Pontar Valley. As it had before, powerful Kedwen swallowed Upper Edirn whole. Yet subsequent events would render Henselt's triumph short-lived. After Foltest's death, Temeria's neighbors began to vie for the glittering prize that was the realm's throne. Yet the murders of first Demavend, then Henselt, forced them to look to their own problems. Temeria fell prey to its power-hungry barons. But Vernon Roche held a light of hope for the dying realm, and he tucked it away in a place safe and still to await better times. Years before, Geralt of Rivia had witnessed the fall of the Council and Conclave of Mages. The summit in Loch Muin re-established both bodies, their founders sacrificing Sheila de Tanzerville and her accomplices. Yet Radovid also required humility and loyalty from the proud mages, but this did not sit well with all of them. It was a time of great uncertainty, of rape accomplished by royal decree. Yet as troubled as the days seemed, we, who had in some way shaped the world's fate, finally received some respite. Zoltan resumed the quest for his beloved's hand, and I laid my head in the lap.
God damn it, why the hell did you have to put in boobs at the end?
The tempest which had ravaged the north was but a harbinger of darker days, and the preamble to an entirely new tale of Geralt of Rivia.
So silly. View the credits to see the game ending. Right, so I didn't record the credits due to constraints of space, but I might be able to record some of them or grab them from the internet or something. So let me talk a bit about the game while they were going. So, did I like Witcher 2? I don't think it was a bad game, but there were a couple of things I didn't like. Essentially, let's talk about the combat. So, like I said, compared to the first game, yeah, the combat is an actual combat, so it's not like just bullshit anymore, where you just click a button every few seconds or something and do damage. But essentially, the issue with it is that it's kind of like the thing with Dark Souls 2, it's the same issue as in Witcher 2, like where the enemies just feel floaty. The attacks of the enemies just have miraculous aim. Sometimes you don't even get hit by the attack, just touched, or maybe even completely the attack passes just beside you and you still count as being hit. So there's a lot of that, and I really didn't like that. It's really annoying when you dodge away like a mile, but the enemy just turns around and hits you anyway, even though you've completely gone almost behind him. It doesn't happen all the time. Like, sometimes they just obliviously strike into nothingness, and other times it's impossible to get behind them because they instantly turn. Also, the blocking was also pretty ridiculous, like the parrying, where you basically took damage even if you blocked the attack. Like, the enemies don't take damage if they block your attacks somehow, regardless of who the fuck they are. The first enemy in the game wouldn't take damage if you just hit him. Right? That's ridiculous. The Witcher instead tries to parry or something and gets massacred. And if you actually try to counter, you still take damage. Which in my opinion was the most retarded thing. If that wasn't the case, maybe the system would have worked in some way. But the fact that you take damage as you are countering an attack is just complete bullshit. So with all those things combined, I think the system is an actual system, but it doesn't work. It needs to be better. It needs to be improved. It needs to be changed into one that actually makes sense. And you don't need to do a lot of changes, but just essentially make it so that once you dodge, you actually dodge, and the enemies are like, whoa, he got past me super fast. There's no way I could actually keep up with this kind of stuff in fucking heavy armor. Right? If you're parrying, make it so that, you know, the attacks do no damage. Maybe they stagger you so you can't like parry over and over again, so you have to counter quickly as soon as possible. But don't make it so that you just stand there and they wail at you and you lose health or something ridiculous like that. That just makes no sense, especially if you counter them. So yeah, that was a pain in the ass, and I didn't like that about the combat system. It's an improvement though over the first one, I'll give it that much, because it's an actual combat system. But it's not very good. It's not very good. Now regarding the story, I don't know if I enjoyed it very much. It was alright. It came together towards the end, I guess. But it was very there, you saw how much exposition there was at the very end. You shouldn't do things like that. Like, it should be revealed bit by bit. Not like, hey, here's me talking about a billion things. Yeah, like, even if I was like bloodthirsty for Letho, for example, want to kill him, when I would have come to that place, I would have just lost all fucking interest, because he would have talked to me for half an hour there about everything. So yeah, it's not well executed at all. I liked The Witcher 1 story because it really fit with the way Witcher is kind of meant to be. It's like, you know, you start off pretty much, well, you start off in the castle, technically, in the prologue, but the prologue is really short and it just really feels like a tutorial level more than anything else. When the real thing starts off, you're in a town, you're collecting information, you're just doing small things for people, and that all is relevant and irrelevant in its own way, and it's small, and then it starts getting more serious. You get into the town, you become like sort of pseudo-detective, you know, you try to figure out the mystery. Then it goes even more serious, where you get further into the town, you start dealing with the mages, with the king, with the princess. Then you come back to the wild, to the forest, to the swamp, etc. And then you come back into the war and stuff. And really, like, I don't know how to put it, but it was paced really well, and the story went in the right direction, in a way that really felt witchery. I don't know. As someone who has read the books, I guess that's how it feels to me, that the first game really well replicated the kind of adventurous feeling that it should have had for being a Witcher game. But the second one, it just immediately throws you in with some kings, you're doing some shit for the kings, then you're fucking chasing the Kingslayer across the entire town, then you're fucking taking down some massive battle. I don't know, it just doesn't feel as well as the first game. It was good, but it just wasn't as good, I would say. I prefer that. Also, the whole game had this like idea about Geralt's memories and the Wild Hunt. Like, even in the last chapter, you can still keep asking random people about the Wild Hunt, and just nothing happens with it. You like learn a few random trivia facts, and it's like, oh well, everything will be revealed in the third game, The Witcher 3: The Wild Hunt. That's not what I wanted. That's not how it was supposed to be. I wanted some more to happen. Like, in the first game, you know, it felt like everything came to a conclusion, you know? All loose ends were tied, barring Geralt's reappearance, but the thing is that Geralt's reappearance wasn't like a prominent thing, right? Sure, it came up here and there, but it wasn't like explored. It wasn't like, oh, his memories are fucking coming back or some bullshit like that. No. It was just sort of a side quest-like thing. In the end, some of it was also touched upon. But here it's just like, eh. It felt like it was much more important in this game, but it received much less attention. So I feel like, you know, well, I guess I'll have to play the sequel to find out what happens. Whereas after the first game, you know, it felt like, okay, well, the game's done. Well done. Good job. Clap. Good game. Sure, it had its flaws, but it was good. Liked it. I enjoyed it. I loved the ending and everything. But yeah, this one kind of felt less satisfying. Let's put it that way. So yeah, that's about it. I mean, it's not bad. I still want to play the third game. It's still Witcher-esque, but I hope they fucking implement jumping for one. Actual jumping. And I hope that they make the combat system significantly more interesting than it is currently. With the whole hit, dodge, hit, dodge, hit, dodge, hit, dodge. And if you don't have space, then you just hope against hope that you survive until, you know, you can parry them to death or something. Yeah. Anyway, let's watch the ending. Oh yeah, before that, there's still like a little part. Like, I started recording when I saw this part come up on the credits. It's basically, I was really pissed off here. It's like, god damn it! I've been sitting here for like half an hour listening to the same damn music and watching the same damn pictures. Like you can see here, it's exactly the same pictures every single time over and over again for 30 minutes. And most of it was just the stupid localization teams. Like, you could cut the credits more than by half by just having the localizations away. You really don't need to put localizations, come on. I didn't even see their work. Why the hell do you need to credit them? I'm playing English game, not any other language. It makes no sense. Also, the credits just don't want to end, but they will end in a bit. Any moment now. Oh yeah, actually, first you see this fucking smug face. Oh yeah, I'm a smug face. Don't you like see me? Oh, you're gone, thank goodness. I see that face so many times, it pissed me off. The ending will be very unexpected, guys. Totally nobody expected this. You'll see. Don't look at the rabbit. You don't have anything to kill the rabbit with. You won't kill it. You don't have like a bow or anything. He clearly noticed you too. But he somehow kills the fucking rabbit. I don't fucking understand. He must be a wizard. Don't you even dare to try to kill that. I'm trying to remember what I was talking about. I think I was still talking about how the fucking credits pissed me off because they lasted so long. Watch out! There's a man on a bridge! Careful! Don't hit him! Oh god damn it! Who hit him? Who the fuck hit him? Okay guys, we're just gonna have to say that we don't know anything. We never passed through this bridge. Never happened. They're not gonna believe him anyway. Just a dude. Well, something's going on. Ah, god damn it. The whole army of Nilfgaardians are coming now here. I'm gonna have to kill every single one of them now, won't I? Look, how long would the battle with such an army last? Also, the map isn't updated. It was clearly updated differently in my ending. No. Also, they can't take something in the middle. The mountain stopped their approach, clearly. Suckers. The world as we know it nears its end, yet the past remains the key to the future. So I'm predicting already that the fucking Nilfgaardians will be stopped by the Wild Hunt douchebags, because there's nobody else left to stop them, really. Right? Just gonna come and be all like, no, this is our world now, die! And then battle ensues. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. See you later.